smack the seawall. Sink your boat. I hope everybody's all right.
And we hope everybody's alright as well. Just one of the wild scenes we're going to witness in this week's episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. Now, what better way to celebrate it being a Sunday and a Boneheaded Boater Day other than doing something we haven't done in literally 6 months? Hard to believe after giving away a Drain Plug Mafia tumbler 52 times last year. This year, we haven't done it once, and we're going to change that trend today. And in honor of us not doing it so long, we're going to give away 2. So go ahead and hang out till the end of the video where we'll get you the details, but you can go ahead and hit the like button now because you already know that's going to be one of the requirements. And today we're going to keep it stupid simple and just talk about those boneheaded moments out there on the water. The reality is, if you get out on the water enough, eventually something is going to go wrong. I mean, it doesn't matter how safe you think you are out there, how many extra precautions you take, the more times you get out on the water, you increase the likelihood of something going wrong. You just being human, making a mistake, and the next thing you know, it winds up costing you. Now, the whole goal of this is hopefully to not have it cost you too much. Like here, we have no clue how much it costs because we don't know what the heck that was that went flying. Now, one way you can try and set yourself up for success, so hopefully when those mistakes or bad things that go wrong that happen to you while you're out there boating don't cost you too much, is go ahead and take the extra steps and take the extra time to make sure that everything looks right. So for example, before you get out there on the water and go boating or try and take your boat down to the boat ramp, do a little visual inspection. Walk around the trailer, walk around the boat, and make sure everything looks okay. You'll be surprised how many times you walk around something like that, and you may actually find something that's wrong before you even leave the house, which will obviously make life a whole lot easier because if you gotta make a repair, it's gonna be easier to be done at the home than it is going to be down at the boat ramp or on the side of some dark random road. Now, one of the other things you can do to try and set yourself up for success is don't put yourself in obviously bad situations. If you're out there on the water and you see things are just not setting up your way, go ahead and take another path. The last thing you want to do is just go out there and try and leap right into things, and the next thing you know, it winds up backfiring, and you wind up paying the price like we've been talking about. Now, I know what some of you are thinking already. You're like, BG, this boating thing just doesn't sound fun. This might not be for me. I think I'm just going to drop my boat altogether and leave it alone and move on to something else, but that's just not accurate. Boating and being out on the water absolutely is fun. You can have an absolute hoot of a time while you're out there. All we really preach over here is that if you're gonna do it, try and do it in a safe manner. Now, I know it sounds like a ton of fun to go out there with the boys and just hoon it up with the best of them, but the reality is when you go out and play around like that out on the water, you either wind up breaking equipment or somebody possibly gets hurt, and let's be honest, none of that actually leads to a good time out on the water. Yes, it may have been fun in the heat of the moment, but again, you always got to pay the price at the end, and that's never fun. One of the other things you can really do to try and set yourself up for success in boating to where you hopefully don't have to pay that high price, kind of like somebody's having to pay to be towed off the sandbar here, is trying to learn your local waterways. This can be done in many different ways. You can grab a paper map and take a look at it. You can look at a GPS. There are a ton of cheap and free apps you can download even to where you can just kind of learn where the shallow sections are in the areas that you boat in. Now, I'm not saying you need to learn every square inch of your waterway. I mean, that's just not realistic, but let's say this guy right here even would have spent just a little time looking at some charts beforehand, likely would have saw this massive shallow section in an area that he planned to boat in and probably could have avoided it. Now, speaking of avoiding things, one other thing you should avoid when you're out there in the water is going to be taking shortcuts. That's right, it might sound like a good idea where you can cut across that shallow part of the water and everything will be fine. You might even see one of your friends do it and they go through and they make it through okay. It's still just not a good idea. There's no need to follow anybody into any kind of shortcut shallow areas because again, you might wind up paying the piper on this one and get stuck out there for a lot longer than you intended. And speaking of paying for things out there in the water, there is one thing on the water you should not pay for, and well, that's a nice cup, because I'm gonna give you the shot to get one for free. Rules to be qualified for this are really simple. Just make sure you hit the like button in this video, leave a comment below, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and later this week, I'm gonna pick somebody out of the comments, pin it to the top, and that person is going to win a Drain Plug Mafia tumbler. But we're gonna give away 2. 2, and the second one might be the easiest odds anybody's ever had of trying to win one of these tumblers, as if you're into theme parks at all, we've started a new channel called Parks Guru, where we go through the theme parks giving tips, tricks, reviews, and talk about everything theme park related. So if you're into theme parks, I'm gonna leave a video here on the end screen. Go check that video out, and if you like it, hit the like button, subscribe to that channel, leave a comment, and I'm gonna pick somebody who does those 3 things over there as well, and they're gonna win a tumbler also. Thanks for watching, crew. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening on your waterways, be sure to hit us up on Facebook or Instagram and let us know, and you might see your stories over here. Just like Amy Jo 18, Hero Grutinatus, Max Hall, Rhett Nelson, Adam Coolidge, Tommy Deal 6, and Wolf Jordan did this week. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.